Thalassophobia. It is the persistent and intense fear of deep bodies of water, such as the sea, oceans, pools, or lakes, things like this, and this, and this, and this. Yeah, I don't like it either. And then came along Unknown Worlds Entertainment Inc., and they were sitting around one day with Panic Button, Grip Digital, and Shiny Shoe LLC, whatever the fuck, how do you say that, and thought, what if I made that into a game? And then in 2014, we received Subnautica in early access and in full release in 2018. Now, when I tell you I was obsessed with this game, I was obsessed. As in, this became my new Minecraft obsessed.
Killing me! Get the fuck out of my room! I'm playing
Subnautica.
And if you play Minecraft, you know how you can play this game for legit hours to the point that you are gonna fuck up your sleep schedule as much as high school and college does. So yeah, this was Subnautica became, the underwater Minecraft. And despite this game being so fucking scary to me, despite not even seeing any monsters yet at the point that I was starting to play, it is a really fun game in my opinion, and overall it has a lot of creative designs, replayability, hours and hours and hours of just regular gameplay. It's just overall a good game. And with the release, well, actually it just came out by the time I write this, it came out like a few days ago, of Subnautica Sub-Zero, I wanted to make a video about it. Also because someone reminded me that I was obsessed with it and that I should make a video, so fuck it, here it is. Subnautica. Thalassophobia, the game. Alright, so I usually always start with the graphics, and because this game is an indie game, it has really good graphics. I still like the slightly cartoonish style it has anyway. It's not like super high detail because God knows I wouldn't play this fucking game if it was the slightest bit more realistic. Like, you think I want to see this bitch with the graphics settings on? Nah, fuck that shit. I do want to play this game in the but I don't want to risk getting noise complaints.
Kacke, ich würde das lieber gerne mit dem Joystick spielen.
So yeah, slightly cartoonish graphics are great, and the colors overall are really amazing in this game. But for that I have to talk about the overall designs, and holy shit, they are amazing. I don't even know where to start talking about this. They're fucking incredible. Probably the only game that competes with creativity, design, and overall aesthetic of this game is Little Nightmares. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean, right? Because, oh my god, they're so good. Okay, let me just calm down. Let me just start by saying, have you seen this fucking concept art? These are not only absolutely gorgeous, but they're just so creative, and the colors are amazing, and the details are just chef's kiss. I love it. And the overall aesthetic in every image is just... These are wallpaper material. I'm just gonna put them in my folder right there. Like, I can't admire it enough. When I was writing this script for the video, I just spent hours looking at the concept art because it's so good. Like the biome designs, some of the early biome concepts that would have been so insane to have. Like, can you imagine having this thing in game? It would be fucking terrifying. And just like, it's so good. Then there's also some early designs for the exosuit, the Cyclops, things like that have to do with other things that have to do with prosecutors. Especially this one, because this just looks so real that I can't just not give it that spot. And some of the cut creature designs are so beautiful and just, I can't keep moaning. It's like 12 a.m. It's just so good. Despite being so scared of the open ocean, I love everything that has to do with it, to the point that I probably would have chosen to work in the ocean exploration business if it wasn't for the fact that it's terrifying. So the overall design of, water and sea creatures, mix it up with aliens and art and creativity, it's so good. I can't get enough of it. I just love it so much. But about the designs themselves, not about concept art and things like that, just the designs in the game. All these bodies have such creative designs, and they all have their respective fauna and flora, and they're just so gorgeous to look at. And then you have like the different categories with the surface biomes, the cave biomes, the island biomes. So I'm just going to discuss briefly, I'm not going to take too long on this, my favorite ones and the ones I absolutely fucking hate. On the surface, my favorite has to be the Grand Reef, specifically because I love the colors of this area, and it feels like this Avatar-esque underwater world that I really like. And the ones that I really hate is the crack field, the dunes, and the mountains, for the sole reason that they really fucking terrify me with their emptiness and darkness, and the fact that the dunes specifically has a lot of fucking reapers. I was really scared when I had to go there in order to collect some of the Cyclops parts. I hated it. Never want to go back there. That place is what hell awaits. Now the cave biomes. Oh my god, these are the ones that make my pee-pee go up, bro. I don't think there is one cave biome that I dislike. The Bloodkill caves are so weird and creepy, yet so pretty with their luminescence. The Deep Grand Reef is just the Grand Reef but better. And in general, most caves have such pretty colors and glows. The lava one is amazing. The Jello Shroom Cave, or however you say that, is all purple, and if you can't tell, I like purple. The Lost River is amazing, despite the fact that there are 2 ghost leviathans. Especially the tree. That is my favorite. This tree is my favorite thing in the entire game. I think I want to talk more about the fauna than the flora, but every single creature design is so creative, and I can't keep saying incredible because I can't describe it any other way, but it's so repetitive. But for example, the crab snake is terrifying. Crab squid is so pretty in the dark, but it is so fucking annoying. The suckers are really annoying. So, as a very mentally stable human being, I committed mass genocide on the race for fucking with my cameras and my metal. But still, nice design. The warpers are so clean. The cuttlefish is the best thing in the whole world, and I accidentally lost 2 of them when I tried to get them stuck inside my vase, with that one glitch. So they wouldn't get their cheeks slapped by a stalker, because even after the genocide, they kept fucking, and I couldn't keep killing. The ghost ray and jelly ray are my favorite looking ones, and the leviathans. Oh my god, the leviathans are so good. They're so good. Not only are they really iconic, and their design is like so fucking terrifying, I love it. Let's start with the Ghost Leviathan. The Ghost Leviathan was, I will say, in middle terms of scariness, because mostly not because he doesn't have scary design, because yes, he does, but I kind of got used to him trying to eat my ass in the Lost River to the point that I lost my fear of him. It was like I get stuck in the rib cage and then he'll be right there next to me, so I'll be like, all right, he just kind of got cute at some point. He's like, oh, you're trying to eat me, alright, that's cute, bro. You're not gonna do it. Anyway, the reefbacks are just really pretty. What else can I say? They're terrifying when you meet them, but when you realize they're friendly, they're really pretty. The sea dragon was not scared of me. I love his design and the dragon feel, obviously because it's a sea dragon. And the dragon feel he gives. I don't know. Its face is kind of adorable. It just turned adorable instead of creepy at some point. When I found the castle and the entrance and I was just chilling there, sitting around, watching the lava go by, he could have just passed by me, gave me some cheese string, and walked away. Their mom is nice. The sea trees are cool looking. Picked up their ship from time to time. That's nice. The Reaper. Fuck this dude. This fucker stole my sea moth and gave me wedgies.
Wish I didn't see that. Try to erase my memory. Alright, it's gone now.
He's iconic for a reason. He's terrifying. His roar is chill-inducing. His design is so good, but god, that face gives me nightmares. And I mean, come on. It's the Reaper Leviathan. What else can I say? And the Sea Emperor. The Sea Emperor is my favorite. Her face is kind of cute and also just so mesmerizing to look at. Not only are they important in the story, but I love them so much. They're just so beautiful. Look at it. Being able to actually admire this ginormous beast close and have it be friendly is the best thing ever. I want one of her babies as my pet. I think I've talked about the science of the game way too much considering I'm on page 2, and only half of the page was the intro, but I can't stop. I can't say this game is carried by the science, but I mean, shit. So let's talk about another aspect, the story. Oh yeah, by the way, the story, spoilers ahead. This one's very simple. You have the persecutors, who are the ones responsible for building everything that's black and green on this planet, planet 4546b. That's completely covered in water except for a frozen area that we play in Sub-Zero, where they have a research outpost to find the cure for the carabacterium. And our character was in a ship named the Aurora. Our character was in a ship named the Aurora. I can't say it. Our character was in a ship named the Aurora. I can't say this for shit. Hold on. Fuck it, I couldn't find the way to say it right. Anyway. Our character was in a ship named the Aurora, and I really try to say that 3 times, but this is the best that it's gonna get. And it is shot down at the beginning of the game by an energy pulse caused by this gun on an island we find later on in the game. So you become the only survivor on this planet, and as we explore later on, we also get infected with the carabacterium, and we get these weird visions of something talking to us, who we later learn to be the Sea Emperor that was captured and kept in the primary containment facility for studies and experiments because they are immune to the bacterium and produce enzyme 42, which is the cure for the carabacterium. So the Sea Emperor has 7 unhatched eggs, and apparently the persecutors will study its eggs to try and make them hatch faster, killing 2 of the fetuses in the process. And then when they discovered that there was a relationship between the Sea Empress and the Sea Dragon, they tried to study Sea Dragon's eggs, which caused the Sea Dragon to attack the base where the bacteria was being kept, and that's how the bacteria spread. Just a little info I got from the wiki. So basically our task after meeting the Sea Emperor is to create an enzyme to hatch the Sea Emperor eggs so that they can create enzyme 42 and everyone can be cured, including us. We also need to be cured because the previously mentioned gun detected the Aurora, fuck that word, and the sunbeam that was meant to rescue us earlier in the game needs to be deactivated by a healthy being so that we can leave. That is probably really confusing to people who don't play the game. Anyway, obviously this is way later into the game, but this is the main plot you need to focus on because the rest of the game is just a bunch of exploring that leads you to this part of the lore. There's this little side plot that we don't really get involved with that has to do with the floating islands and the bases that are located on it, with this group of people that used to live here, and basically they're bickering and struggle with surviving on this planet. The only one that's important later on in the story is Marguerite, whichever one it is, I don't know, who actually appears later on in Sub-Zero. And also, when you get to explore the Aurora, there's a bit of lore around here and there, and personally I took it as in the company and their schemes being a little bit more shady, but I think those things are expanded more in Sub-Zero. But here you get some little hints that Altera is, kind of like slipping the bill under the rug. That makes no sense. Like when you find out this gold, rubies, diamonds here, Peter's like, that shit belongs to us, bitch. God, I forgot how much I like the soundtrack for Subnautica. Finishing this game once or just playing it once, you're gonna have the beats of the soundtrack engraved in your memory. That is not a con, that is 100% a plus. It's just a big boy plus. Because the soundtrack is an ear orgasm. Maybe it's not for everyone, and that's fair. I'm not saying that if you don't nut to the soundtrack, you deserve to go to Montero. Actually, it's not that bad when you think about it. This is just good. It's a mix of techno music that can sound like something you'd make in an online beat maker, but also has this calm and relaxing touch that blends in with the underwater aesthetic. Obviously, I'm having it in the background because, duh, I will be stupid to not use the Subnautica soundtrack for a Subnautica video. It was the perfect mix of sound, considering you're in an alien planet with a lot of technology.
Wait, hold on, I'm going to laugh. It's coming. Wait, just wait for it. I'm going to laugh.
Me a favor. Shut the fuck up.
And you're also in calm water for 1% of the game. But for 99% of the game, when you're stressed out over every single thing that can possibly kill you, it's nice to have some relaxing music in the background while you're waiting for your impending doom. And the devs are so kind as to somehow have no music when you're likely in 99.9% going to be attacked by a Leviathan.
Fuck you, kid.
I mean, seriously, do you remember the relaxing soundtrack when the Reaper moans in your ear and attacks you? Because I always remember just pure and terrifying silence. That also goes along with many of the sound effects in the game. All of them are pretty good. The animal roars especially, and by especially I mean the Reaper roar. You can hear it from a mile away and it's terrifying. In general, a lot of the sounds add ambience to the game, just as techno and just as horrifying, which is a perfect segue to my last praise. Now, one way someone would describe Subnautica will probably be something along the lines of terrifying, pants shitting, ass clenching, ball shriveling, edge inducer, and whatever else you can come up with. And yes, Subnautica's best aspect gameplay wise, it's the way it handles terror and horror. There are already many videos that explain why Subnautica is scary, and the many intricacies on the formula to terrify its players. The complete and utter isolation, being the only person alive in this completely unknown place, the darkness, as well as the basic lack of total vision from being in the open ocean.
Oh yeah, I got a blindfold on, don't I? That's crazy.
The sound manipulation and the fact that you're always on edge because you don't know what is gonna attack you. And you don't know when out of nowhere a giant creature could sneak up behind you. The creatures for the most part are pretty unpredictable, and not knowing their exact movements, and if you don't look it up, their locations, coming across anything in this game is panic inducing. This game is
bad news here, menace to society.
In the best way possible. This game is great. I really do recommend that you play it at least once now that Sub-Zero has officially been released. And if you're just scared, then fucking buy it anyway, because it's still worth a shot. I think this is the part where I'm supposed to do my outro or my final thoughts, but I'm tired, so see ya.